Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yeah, it's me. Nobody would be caught dead with these pockets. I won't say with this body because there's probably worse bodies out there. You know, there's worse bodies out there. There's definitely worse bodies out there. My mic really low? Seems like my mic's really low. It's not coming through the phone. So anybody that's out here checking this out early, I appreciate you. I don't know what you're doing on this Thursday afternoon, but you are doing me. So I appreciate that. The Villager on deck. I had to get one in early because I'll probably get one in late. We got a lot of stuff to talk about across the board, but I wanted to do something local. I needed to do something for the county. Little Washtenaw word here, little Washtenaw heat. Got a couple good things happening today. Well, something happened good last night, and I want to talk about that in a few minutes. Ann Arbor Public School Board has a new school board member, so I want to talk about that, Mr. Torchio Feaster. And then I also want to talk about the HEUSEL Bowl. The HEUSEL Bowl. If you're in Ann Arbor, then you know about the HEUSEL Bowl. You may even know about it if you're just in the county. So I want to talk about the HEUSEL Bowl because it has meaning once again. The HEUSEL Bowl has meaning. The HEUSEL Bowl is the football game between Ann Arbor Huron and Ann Arbor Pioneer. And for many of the years before the last few, games have been won predominantly by Pioneer. I'm not ashamed to say that. In Huron's 54-year history, Pioneer has gotten the best of Huron. I definitely will say that. We whooped that ass. I ain't worried about that. And there's been other years that, Pioneer has come up on the short end. And these last few years, they've come up on the short end. So I want to talk about the HEUSEL game in a little bit. But, while the next, couple minutes here, while people come in to play, I want to get some things off my chest. Local stuff, though. We're keeping it local. We're definitely keeping it local. A couple months back, I actually interviewed the owner of the Bivouac, second generation owner, the son, AJ Davison. And we talked about his store being robbed, and loss prevention and, the escalation of crime in downtown Ann Arbor. And we talked about, the police agencies who are virtually handcuffed, no pun intended, because they don't have the manpower to stop a lot of what's going on. So I don't know what type of ingenuity they're doing, seeing that they don't have enough manpower. Hell, I just heard Ann Arbor just lost their interim chief. Now, so not only did they lose their full-time chief when the brother went back home to Boston, they had an interim chief, and I think she just retired. And they still haven't hired a full-time chief. They had 4 candidates come through, none of which were good enough, which lets me know the Police Oversight Commission in Ann Arbor might need some oversight. I mean, think about it. The Police Oversight Commission in Ann Arbor might need some oversight. Because I guess my problem is, how do y'all bring 4 bums into play? I mean, y'all brought 4 people in here this time. Generally, it's a candidate here and a candidate there. But they brought 4 bums in. When I say they bums, y'all didn't hire none of them, so they must be bums, because y'all bought people in here that were kind of bums and y'all still hired them. But these must have been real bums for you not to hire them. So what were y'all thinking? Y'all got me thinking like Dick. Y'all gonna make me bring out Dick Gregory early. When I have to bring out Dick Gregory early in the stream, you already know where the stream's gonna go. And Dick done came out in the first 8 minutes of the stream. So I am not happy with what's going on with the Ann Arbor Police Department. And now you done lost your interim chief. She done retired. She done timed out. Brother Brian, he got up out of here. Was it Brian or was it Michael? I can't remember his name. I don't know why I can never get his name. Brother Cox. I know his name was Cox. So he's out of here. Now we've got an interim chief. She retires. Who are y'all going to elevate next? Get that person that writes the tickets. Maybe they need to be chief of police. They need something else to do. Get the person that writes tickets on expired meters. Because like when you downtown in court and the app ain't working and you can't get your meter paid from the inside, you got to run out to the outside, and they out there writing tickets on your 2 old minute expired meter. Really? Come on, man. You ain't got nothing better to do down here? Come on, man. Look for I don't know what you look for if you're a meter maid. Do you just look for like expired meters? Is that your whole job? Is that your whole meaning in life? That you just look for expired meters and that's what you do is write tickets? Look for some double parked cars. Look for some cars parked in front of fire hydrants. Why don't you do some stuff like that? Why are you looking for parking meters? Parking meters that are expired 2 minutes old. Really? Go find something to do, man. Go find something to do. I mean, he's a pretty good attorney. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and he's been down for the people from what I see. He's been down for the people. So we'll see. My thing is, now that he's been elected to something, he's a politician. And y'all already know how I feel about politicians in general. There's certain ones that are better, certain ones that are worse. but he's been elected to something. So now he's become political. I just don't need him politicizing his way through the board the way some people have done in the past and way some people do currently. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But what I do want to talk about, as I was saying something about, talking to AJ Davison a few months ago regarding the theft and how it has increased along the downtown business district, I saw something that was crazy to me. And I was like, I got to talk about this. We've got thug life down on Main Street. Got me thinking like Bob Seger, down on Main Street. Anyone recognize these two thugs? They stole thousands of dollars of merchandise on Main Street. Now, this is a few days ago. I'm just now getting it up here. Okay. I'm a few days late. So it looks like it was over the weekend. But it looks like these two miscreants, these two European miscreants, stole thousands of dollars on Main Street, down on Main Street. So we've got a lot of thugging. We got a lot of thugging going on Main Street, State Street, probably all in between Liberty, Williams, Washington, 4th Ave, 5th Ave, Division. Probably a whole lot of thugging going on down here. But we know this one happened on Main Street, and we know a lot of stuff happens over on State Street at the Bivouac and them other businesses. What is Ann Arbor Police going to do? Are they going to turn all the crimes over to Jerry and the WCSO like Ipsy did? Because Ipsy don't solve no crimes no more. All their crimes are solved by the WCSO, which in turn we know ain't no crimes getting solved. Because if Ipsy couldn't solve their own crimes and they going to turn them over to the WCSO who don't solve no crimes, what we going to do? When we going to get to the good part? So, yeah. These two miscreants, they're on the loose. They're running wild, wrecking havoc down on Main Street. They stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise on Main Street. What was they putting it in? What'd they do? What'd they get? He got a t-shirt on. She's just in a sweater. And why hasn't anybody fessed up and said who these little miscreants are? You got to know who they are. Here, I got something for you. I ain't been to nobody's law school, ain't been to nobody's police academy. I've watched several crime shows a week for the last 30 years, let's say. So I might have a degree in criminal justice somehow, but, it's via the TV. What they need to do is they need to look at this one right here. Look at his arms. His arms are all tatted up. And I bet you the store that they stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from has closer or zoom in capabilities for those tattoos. Find out who made those tattoos and you'll find your miscreant, probably counting up his swag that he stole down on Main Street. Yeah, get her too. Get her off the street. She looks like she is just treacherous. Yeah. You see that bag she's got? She's got a bag because they were down there stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Get them. Get them off the street. Get these thugs out of my town. This is my hometown. We do not need all of this happening in Ann Arbor. Y'all get back on over to one of them predominantly Caucasus towns and do your thievery. I want to know where you're from. Because if you're from Ann Arbor, oh yeah, we need to take you out behind the shed. But if you coming into our town to wreak havoc from one of these smaller communities, like a Chelsea or a Dexter or a Saline or a Whitmore Lake or something like that, maybe a Manchester, we need to know where you're from. Because if you're Ann Arbor people, oh yeah, we need to take them out behind the shed. But if they're not Ann Arbor people, we need to get them on down the road and make sure they're not allowed back down on Main Street. I don't know why I feel like singing today, but I feel like singing today. So, yeah, and keep in mind, like I said, I'm not a detective, but I got a detective spirit. And I think that if they go back down to that store, when the police do decide to investigate the crimes, probably 6-8 months down the line, they can probably zoom in on those cameras and see those tattoos, and then go to the tattoo artist, probably spread it out about 20-30 miles, probably somebody right local here that did that tattoo. It ain't like he been in jail nowhere, you know, and they did it's a jail tattoo. That's a tattoo that was done somewhere in the area, and he was stupid enough to commit crimes with his tattoos showing. So they should be intelligent enough to just zoom in on his tattoos, go to all the tattoo artists around the area, see who did that tattoo, and there you will find your criminal who stole thousands of dollars of merchandise down on Main Street. So now you know I'm done with the song, because I went high. When I went high with it, you had to know I was done with the song. And I want to say shout out to Queen Shirley Beckley for putting this up, taking me back down memory lane, and many of us as well. DeLong's Barbecue Pit. This used to be one of the big signs, you know, it was part of the menu, the tastiest in town. This is the original sign. And it's so funny when I look at this, you know, I'm a stickler for words. I'm a stickler for grammar, you know, and it said DeLong's Barbecue Pit, right? The tastiest in town, real barbecue. DeLong's delectable, mouth-watering ribs, chickens, shrimp, and seafood. Dinners, sandwiches, side orders, carryouts, deliveries, party trays. And then when you look at the 314, there's a space in it. You know, this was probably done by a typewriter, obviously. There were no computers back then. So look at the space between the 314. Because you see all the letters or all the numbers on the phone number, how tight they are together. But look at that 314, as if you could have slid another number in there. No, it was just 314. 314 Detroit Street, opposite of the farmer's market. Opposite of the farmer's market. I'll never forget that phone number till the day I die. 665-2266, private line. That was the private line, was a family line. That was a line, you know, you had your people call. You didn't want them calling on the business line because you was getting bread on the business line. So you had them call on the private line. You know, I used to, when I took over, I called it the whole line, because that's pretty much all them dudes used to do down there. They just had a hoes calling on that line. You know, cell phones really weren't that prevalent. I had one, but, you know, everybody didn't have a cell phone. And, you know, it was crazy to see the way it was, you know, set up, that the main line was a 665-2266 number, but that private line was at 665-4795. So that was a beautiful thing. So, and look at the hours that we carried. Closed on Tuesdays. People hated that. Closed on Tuesdays, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, 11 to 2 a.m. We was open till 2 a.m., man. Open till 2 a.m. And on Friday and Saturday, open till 3. And the main reason that we was open till 3 simply was because the bars closed at 2. So you didn't want to close at 2. You wanted to stay open an hour after the bars closed. And it was popping. I mean, there was certain points where we would close some nights. If it was an early night, you could tell business had slowed down. It really wasn't worth hanging out. But, you know, when it was popping, yeah, we stayed in there all the way till 3, sometimes beyond, you know, doing our thing. So that brought me some joy when Queen Beckley put that up. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. You know, seeing stuff like that just takes me back down memory lane. You know, Bob and Adeline being down there, being up in them windows, you know, just giving you the business, but giving you good, tasty food, the tastiest in town. I wish I was old enough back then to do a commercial for them. I would have did a commercial for them for free, just because they was family. Hell, and then became my landlords. DeLong's Barbecue Pit, the tastiest in town, the real barbecue. I would have did a great commercial for them back in the day, but you know, it is what it is. So let's move on, because we need to get to the message. We need to get to the message. My goal is to get up out of here under 60 minutes. Appreciate everybody that checked out the stream. I'm glad she was not selected. I'm glad that people saw through her gang sign. I'm glad people saw through that. Okay? Because if y'all would have elected her, I would have been sitting around like Dick. But I'm glad that everybody saw way past the blood gang symbol that Jen Kunek decided to throw up back when she was in the paint at AAPS, at Pioneer. I don't even know what she was thinking. Don't care what she was thinking. I'm just glad that she is not an Ann Arbor public school board member. Appreciate you, Jen. Not really, but, you know, fuck out of here. Stay on over at your private school, wherever you getting your bread at now. The district does not need you. Do not bring her back as a substitute. If you bring her back as a substitute, she's going to be just like the lady over at Slauson, who used to be an Ann Arbor teacher, and she retired, and you brought her back, and she was up there calling black kids nigger. Bring Jen Feaster back, and she might be crip walking through the hallways. Well, she's a blood, so I don't know. What do Bloods do? I don't know. They don't do the crip walk. What do they do? They do the bloody shoes like Cardi B. Bloody shoes. I don't know what any of it. I don't know what any of that gang madness means. That shit doesn't mean anything to me. It's definitely not something that's fruitful. It's definitely not something that I'm going to push anybody towards. And the fact that you had a 30-plus year teacher throwing up gang signs in Ann Arbor public schools, that's a problem. Why wasn't she fired on the spot? Why wasn't she fired on the spot and then let the union fight for it, and then put this picture in front of the union and be like, what you fighting for? What you fighting for? She threw up a gang sign in the middle of the school and allowed herself to be photographed. How could the union have saved her? And for everybody that said, does she know about this picture? Does she know it? How wouldn't she know about the picture? She posed for it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? She posed for it. I got asked that like 10 times. Does she know about the picture? Really? Doesn't it look like she knows about the picture? Doesn't it look like she's looking into a camera lens? Doesn't it look like she's throwing up the... Stop asking dumb questions out here. Y'all ask some of the dumbest questions sometimes. Some of the dumbest. To ask me, does she know if she posed for a picture is dumb. To ask me, does she know that she put up a gang sign is dumb. That's dumb. But y'all the same individual I'm about to talk about here. So thankfully, she was not elected. She was not. And we'll be talking about Brother Feaster in just a minute. But before we talk about Brother Feaster, we got to talk about the game. The game. The game is tonight. Ann Arbor Huron versus Ann Arbor Pioneer. Both teams have a 4-3 record. The reason this game is so important, doesn't seem like they have a great season going for either one, but both of them need to win both of their games to be considered for the Michigan High School Athletic Association playoffs. If one of them falls tonight, they're out of it. They're out of it, okay? Because they're already low enough on the totem pole stat-wise to where they're out of it. So the person who wins, the team who wins, has the best chance to go on and win not only this week, but next week. Huron's got Holt. I don't know who Pioneer plays, and it shouldn't even matter because Huron should take care of business tonight, then take care of business next week, and then we wait to see if we're one of the top teams to be able to get into the playoffs. It'd be great to get them in, because this team really wasn't expected to do a lot. They lost their head coach after the first game or first couple games, whatever it was, and basically had to put together a coaching staff of the underlings, and they've done an admirable job. They've done an admirable job. So I've got to give it to, is it Coach Love, Coach Thompson, and Coach Boyce. I don't know the other guys that's on there, but appreciate y'all keeping them kids together. And y'all have had them put together real nice games. And we've had a couple slip-ups. Actually, we lost the games that I thought we were going to lose. So it doesn't really matter. We should have never played that big house game again. That was a Mac stupid ass 2-year deal. Never should have did that game 2 years in a row. The team wasn't ready to play last year, and they weren't ready to play this year. It doesn't matter that you're in the big house. The big house only matters when there's 100,000 people in there. It doesn't matter when there's 500 people in there. Come on. It just didn't make any sense. And then the other two games they've lost to Dexter and Saline. letting you know that Pioneers also lost to Dexter and Saline, and they've basically lost the same way. They've lost to the same two schools, Dexter and Saline, and they both lost their first games. So seasons are almost mirroring each other right now. They're almost mirroring each other. So that's a good thing that they look equal. They look equal on paper, but I believe that Huron has more talent. And the fact that the game isn't Huron and that Huron has basically pasted Pioneer for the last 3 years, they should be coming in off of that momentum. 3 years, Pioneers only scored 8 points. They've only scored 8 points in 3 years, and we need to keep that proverbial foot on their neck tonight. Don't let them off the mat. You've had them on the mat for 3 years. Now it's time to make it 4. That's all that is. And they'll be playing for the Ted Heusel Trophy. The Ted Heusel Trophy is the trophy, that's the big bowl that Ted Heusel is holding there. And I don't know if the trophy will come out tonight or not. Hopefully it comes out. They need to have that trophy on deck every game. For some reason, it's kind of lost its luster. And I don't know if that's because Tony doesn't revere it as something that's important for this game, the AD, but he needs to tonight. He needs to make sure that trophy is on the sidelines, on display. And the team that wins needs to raise it up after the game. I don't know why this game is not made a big deal anymore, but I believe it's because the AD doesn't regard it as a big deal. He can act like that when he gets out there on the field, but I already know really how he kind of feels about, the football program, how he's felt about a lot of these coaches, and how he feels about the reputation and tradition of Huron. So the way I see it, he needs to bring the trophy out, whether he likes it or not. Bring the HEUSEL Bowl out tonight, Tony. And that's from the Villager on Deck. So if I see him before the game starts, I'm going to ask him where the HEUSEL Bowl is. If he tells me it's in the building, then I'm going to get up in the bleachers, and that's not going to be good. Because everybody's gravitated towards me now in these bleachers. I don't really like it because I like to kind of sit off with myself, but people done gravitated to me towards these last couple of weeks. And I like conversing with people, but I be paying attention more to the game, and they like to talk a lot, and I be missing plays. I don't like to miss plays because we don't have no big scoreboard that shows instant replays like Saline. We don't have no scoreboard, so they just got a big jumbotron on it like Saline. So we got to see every play, or we just miss shit. So it is what it is. So good luck to Ann Arbor Huron. And I'm rooting for a good game for Pioneer, just not good enough to have more points than Ann Arbor Huron, and hopefully no injuries to any of these kids out there tonight. Although I know people are going to get hurt. It's a game. It's a football game. People are going to get hurt. I just don't want to see no bad injuries. So let's get on to the good part. And the good part. That was a good part right there. Let's get on to the good part. My brother Torchio is in. Torchio Feaster, attorney at law, has been selected to the Ann Arbor School Board. And Torchio is a good dude. He is an absolute good dude. I've actually met him twice. I met him when he was campaigning to be judge, and that was a good thing. It was a nice meetup. Met him out at like the Jazz Fest. We kicked it for a quick minute. He didn't win, but that's okay. The fact that he ran was a good thing. I saluted him for at least trying to put his hat in the ring on that, right? So he ran, he lost, but now he's in. Now he's in. And where he's in on the school board, okay? So I want to talk a little bit about Torchio, but I'm not just going to talk out my ass. I'm going to talk what I know and what I see. So let me bring up a screen share here before we get into really talking about Brother Feaster. Got a screen share. Bam. Here we go. Let's get that in. I am really happy to see this brother in. You know what I'm saying? Really happy to see him in. I am. Because I believe that he's going to do some good on the board. I truly do. I truly do. I'm going to minimize myself all the way out of the screen so I don't cut off any words that are going to be on the screen. But yes, Feaster selected by Ann Arbor School Board to fill vacant seat. This happened last night. And it says this was published at 12:11. So I don't know how early the meeting was, but they got this off at 12:11. Okay. Where is the real bowl at? Question mark. They done changed the Ted Heusel Trophy. Man, I'm getting sent text messages right now. That's not good. I'm live and I'm talking about this in real time. That ain't no Heusel Trophy. That's something they picked up at Stadium Trophy on close out. Hold on, y'all. They got me heated. They done, man, I'm hot. Let me just tell you, I'm hot. All right, let me get through this Torchio thing because they done messed up my night. That trophy don't leave it. That trophy look like a bowling trophy. It don't even look like the trophy that Ted Heusel was holding up. We'll cook on that in a minute because I think I'm gonna download this just so I can show y'all what they trying to pull over on us. Torchio Feaster believes the Ann Arbor Public School needs to work with its new superintendent and whoever ends up as the permanent superintendent to set mission, vision, and culture for the school district moving forward. The school board was sold by Feaster's pitch. I'm sorry, they said pitch. I thought that was going to say speech. Selecting him to fill the board seat vacated by trustee Jacinda Townsend. I don't never say her last name because I don't know her as her last name, and she'd be making fun of the last name, so she ain't gonna make fun of me making fun of the last name. During a special meeting on Wednesday, October 11th, Feaster received 4 votes in the second round of board voting, and we're gonna talk about that in just a minute, to secure a majority of the trustee votes. He will fill the remainder of Townsend's term, which expires December 31st, 2024. Feaster, who has practiced law for 17 years, currently working as an assistant public defender assigned to Washtenaw County's 22nd Circuit Trial Court, said the school board must provide the resources to new interim superintendent Jazz Parks and whoever leads the district long-term to ensure it's successful in achieving its mission. See, Torchio knows how to talk. The fact that he's a lawyer helps out because he got a mouthpiece. He can talk. So I like that. And he does talk as a black man. He does not talk as a person of color, like Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson talks as a person of color. And that's why Brian Johnson didn't do nothing for the black folks that needed help when he was in office over there at the school board. He might have did something for the people of color. He might have did something for the minority. He might have did something for the colored people of the NAACP type, the boule bourgeoisies, but he didn't do nothing for the real black folks, okay? But I believe Torchio Feaster is here to do real work for the real black folks of the Ann Arbor Public School District, so I salute him. We have to put people in the right places and we have to assist them in their roles, Feaster said. Like someone else said, I don't believe in micromanaging. I believe you hire good people and you let good people work. See, that's nice. I like that. I believe we can do that and we can give them what they need to be successful. See, he's saying all the right things right now. He's not talking any of that middle of the road stuff. And I hope he don't start talking that middle of the road stuff. Because if he starts talking that middle of the road stuff, that's where I drive. I drive right in the middle of the road. That's exactly where I go. So, Feaster was one of 10 candidates to interview in front of the board that included a number of former educators and administrators. Yeah, like Jen Kunek. including former AAPS principal Chuck Hatt, who received 2 votes in the first round and second rounds of the voting of the board. Yeah, I know why, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Feaster works as an attorney with Genesee County's Homelessness Court and as a consultant with the city of Flint. Feaster has a bachelor's degree in political science from Eastern Michigan University and Juris Doctorate degree from the University of Dayton School of Law. In his application, Feaster said he is passionate about developing and supporting the youth in this community. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. I look forward to working with Brother Feaster, working with the youth in this community. Absolutely, because we need real Black men out here doing it, not men of color, not Black and brown men. We need Black men, Black American men, American Black men, American freedmen doing real work in Washtenaw County. Not people that are bought and paid for, not people who only survive based on nonprofit monies. We need Black men who are out here, who've been out here doing the work in Ann Arbor, in Washtenaw County, okay? And if people need help elsewhere, we'll be there too. Hosting back-to-school drives, free haircuts for kids, career days, and mentorship. Absolutely. I like all that stuff. It's just got to be done for the right reasons. And it's got to be for the kids, not for you to get up there and do selfies and shit. See, most of these back-to-school drives, free haircuts for kids, mentor events, all that is for a bunch of old motherfuckers to sit up there, take selfies. You know, they taking selfies. I think Torchio is here to change some of that. I believe the next generation should be better than the last, and that we can assure that every day by how we shape and mold our young people. Talk, Brother Feaster. We ain't talking recidivism. We talking about them not going the wrong way. In his interview with the board, Feaster, who described his parents growing up in separate but unequal South, which in American freedman life, which instilled in them the value of an education despite having to start the school year later due to picking cotton in the early part of the school year. Oh man, we're gonna get along just fine. We're gonna get along just fine. Having to walk long distances to school with Black peers, their fellow students rode past them on the bus, made an impression on Feaster's father that he passed on to his son. My father said to me, if people will fight that hard to keep you from getting an education, you've got to get one. I like that. Feaster's daddy had a mouthpiece on him. I like that. The elder Feaster had a mouthpiece. I used that motivation to understand how important education is for everyone, regardless of race or economics. Feaster says the district's biggest current challenge is its reputation, which needs to rebuild. That will come by assisting Parks in her new role as assistant superintendent. I like the way he keeps throwing it to Jazz Parks, another Black woman. I like that. I like how he's mentioned her several times and she's mentioned several times. That means he's looking to have a cohesiveness with her, not be on opposite sides of her. I like that. I like that, Torchio. I think we have to assist her and make sure that she is successful. Yes, because I'd like to see her as the permanent if she proves to be fruitful. Why move her out to sea? If she's the one, make sure she's the permanent one. That's going to make sure that everyone in the world, everyone in this district sees that we are unified. We are working together. We are aiding her and her staff, and we're building this district better than ever. See, he done got a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Feaster. I'm a fan of the Feaster. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. He said all the right things. Now, you gotta understand that stuff was very well said, very well read. Okay. Now, if he doesn't do what he says he's going to do, we're going to bring Torchio back onto the stream and we'll talk about Torchio. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about Torchio. But for the most part, I think we are in good hands. I think we are in good hands with Brother Feaster. I really do. I want to see him succeed. not just because he's a black man. And let me get this off my chest before I go too far. And I'm going to take some words from somebody else's post. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm hot right now. I'm hot. They done did a bait and switch. They done did a bait and switch with the HEUSEL trophy. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. How you gonna switch that trophy out? That trophy was supposed to be the signal for the game, and now we got this trophy. I'm about to put it up too. Give me 1 second while I get ready to put this up. But what I wanted to say was, I'm gonna go to this Facebook post so y'all can see it. I want y'all to be able to see it. Oh man, that ain't it. Man, well, you better put that thing up there. That's it. There we go. Yeah, put that up there, man. Let me get this tight. It's a Facebook post that I saw earlier today. And if I can get it up on the screen, I'd like to actually get it up on the screen so y'all know I'm not tripping on the words. Y'all, I don't mess around. I don't be saying nothing that ain't there anyway, but I'm gonna put it up here in 1 quick second. Trying to get the bowling trophy loaded. Where that trophy at, man? Where that trophy at? Hold on. Get the bowling trophy, man. Bowling trophy don't even want to upload because it knows it's an embarrassment too. It knows it's an embarrassment too. It's not the real trophy, but we're going to have to use it tonight as, the trophy that will signify the winner. Ooh, I'm hot. Hot, 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 hot. So, I believe that Facebook has once again pushed me down to the lower thirds. If y'all don't know what that is, that means that they can basically keep your streams, or your post, keep people from seeing them. Most people, don't see your stuff anyway. Only 16%, they said, of the people that you're Facebook friends with or follow you see your work. So whatever your content is, don't think that everybody, like if you got 1,500 friends, like I think I got like 1,500 Facebook friends, every one of my Facebook friends does not see my post. I literally have people inbox me and say, hey, when are you going to do another live? I'm like, just did one an hour ago, bro. Literally. And they haven't seen it because they don't see the stuff. So this is a person right here. It's another person that doesn't listen or doesn't watch the content. So that's why he's calling me in the middle of my fucking live. So when I'm live like this, everybody doesn't see it. You only get 16% of the people that see it. And this must be one of the 16% of the people that doesn't see it. Or he would know that I was live. But since he doesn't know that I'm alive, I'm not going to disclose who he is, because that would look really bad, because people would be like, oh, I thought he listens to your lives. I'm like, no, he doesn't listen to my lives, regardless of how close you may think we are. Everybody doesn't listen. I don't have family members that listen to my live. So why would this individual listen to my live? So I'm going to keep talking about Torchio, and I'm going to keep talking about the Facebook post by, I think it's Eric Sturgis put this post up. So Eric put this post up. Let me get that right. Let me find the post. I got to get to the group, is basically what I got to do. Groups. So where are my groups at? Ann Arbor. Let's just go to Ann Arbor. There we go. Ann Arbor politics. Ann Arbor politics. I want to find the post because I've never. There we go. So let me blow this up a little bit so we can get a little bit bigger. All right. There we go. I'm going to do another screen share here. Do another screen share. Yeah, you see this trophy, Kenny? Go River Rats. The Ted Heusel trophy, the Ted Heusel Bowl. Yeah, it's been replaced. And I'm going to show you what it's been replaced by in just a minute. But first, we are going to read a post by Eric Sturgis on the Ann Arbor Politics page, speaking about the Torchio appointment. Can y'all see that? Not yet. No, because I ain't brought it up yet. That's right. Go River Rats. Go River Rats. All right. So this post here was left by Eric Sturgis. Oops. That's my stream. My stream is actually on the Ann Arbor Public page. A lot of people don't like when I post, but we're talking about Ann Arbor. We're not only talking about Ann Arbor, we're talking about Washtenaw County. So I have the right to be here. I know a lot of people on the Ann Arbor Politics page do not like me posting on the page or posting my content, but I have permission. I have permission from the moderators. So that means everybody else that does not like my content can kick rocks. So Eric Sturgis put up a post. Congratulations to attorney Torchio W. Feaster for his appointment to the Ann Arbor Public School Board. Okay. Good post. Now, Eric put in here, it went through 2 rounds of voting. First round, Trustee Smith, Ray Soldier, and Jeff Gaynor. He's a couple different things. Voted for Chuck Hatt, former principal. Now, I don't know why Jeff Gaynor did this, knowing that he's been quoted as being a supporter for Feaster. So why he voted for Hatt, I don't know. I want to suspect that he's probably trying to look out, or at least make it look like he's looking out, or maybe he really was looking out. But him and Schmidt aligned to vote for Chuck Hatt. Schmidt, race soldier. Jeff, I don't think is a race soldier, but he had been quoted as supporting Feaster. So why he voted for Hatt, I don't know that. Trustees Muhammad and Carrie Harrow and Dupree voted for Feaster. Basket voted for Panich. She's really the black sheep that wants to be white, ain't she? Basket is the black sheep that wants to be white so bad. But then in her convenient time, she'll want to talk that black shit up, just like she's on the NAACP. That's okay, because they still call themselves colored people. So I know why she's on the NAACP, because if they ever started calling themselves the National Association for Advancement for American Freedmen, I bet you she would drop her membership like a bad habit. She don't want to be no American freedman. She likes being colored. She likes being a person of color. She likes being a minority. And that's why she voted for Panich. Second round, Schmidt and Basket. You know, they're 2 peas in a pod. One pea is a little darker than the other, but they really cut from the same cloth. Yeah, Schmidt and Basket are basically the 2 tools of white supremacy on the school board. One is just got a tan, that's all. They both voted for Chuck Hatt. Neither one of them supported Feaster. whereas Gaynor, Muhammad, Dupree, and Kerry Harrell voted for Feaster. Now, Eric thanked Jeff for changing his vote to select the best person and move the process along. I'm not going to thank Jeff for doing shit. Jeff know damn well he should have voted for Feaster in the first place. I'm offering no flex. I'm offering absolutely no flex here. He kept the vote one more round longer than it needed to. Now, did he do that on some type of strategic measure? Maybe. Maybe I'll ask him one day. Right now, I don't care. I think that for some reason, Chuck Hatt got one more vote than he needed, and that was Jeff Gaynor's in the first. It should have went the other way in one round. Basket was a problem. Schmidt was a problem. They remained a problem, and they still lost. It's going to be a good year. They need to put them on the same side of the table. Do not put them on opposite sides of the table. Don't let them control both sides of the board. Put them on one side of the table. Reorganize y'all seats. Reorganize y'all seats. Don't put Basket on the same side as Torchio. So then there were some replies. Eli Bilek. I read their applications, but did not watch the meeting last night. From the application, Hatt seemed like a no-brainer pick to me. Did he, Eli? He seemed like a no-brainer. Why? Because he had been a principal of the school? That don't mean nothing. Tons of experience in AAPS. See? There go that general ignorance. There go that general European ignorance. Why do you think Feaster was the best candidate for the job? Eric came back with his experience working with kids of lower income, his experience working with differing sides. The board has 2 former educators, but no black men. Want the board to be a mirror image of the district. I get that. I get that. But we've had a black man on the board before, and he was a black man that didn't do shit for black people. So we don't need a black face in the place. I already told you, we don't need black representatives. We need black representation. We need people who not only empathize and understand black life in Ann Arbor public schools, who were going to do something about it. So we've had people who knew what black life was like in Ann Arbor public schools, but they just didn't do nothing about it. And here is consummate contrarian Craig Lounsbury. He don't watch the streams. He already told me he doesn't enjoy my streams, so I ain't got to worry about him listening to this. Are there Asians on the board? Yeah, there are. Ernesto Carrijero, race soldier. They are the second largest minority in the district. So what exactly do you mean about wanting the board to be a mirror image? Yeah, Ernesto Carrijero is Filipino. There is one, and unfortunately none applied this time. Eric, I wouldn't have even answered. If I was Eric, I wouldn't have even answered. Punk ass Craig Lounsbury. Are there Asians on the board? There's a single largest minority in the district. They are? They are? There's more Asians in the district than black folks? Really? I'm going to have to look that up because I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that Asians have more Asians in the district than black folks, but I'm going to look it up. And when I come back, I'm going to go right back to this post and I'm going to show and prove. What up, Carl? Carl tagged his wife, Chrissy. How you doing? Yeah, Eric, you ain't got to answer people like that. He's a contrarian and he was being antagonistic. And now he done gave me another bone to chew on. Yeah. His pale little leg gonna get caught in the underbite now. They are the single largest minority in the district. No, they're not the single largest minority. And the fact that they split the black kids up with the biracial black and white kids or black and Asian kids or black and Latino kids even cooks the books even further. A black kid is a black kid, especially when they're getting in trouble, especially when they got an IEP. But when it's a black kid that's mixed with another race, they put them in that other ambiguous stat. Y'all kill me with that bullshit. Yeah, we do need Asian American or American Asian Pacific Islander representation on the board, but they also got to apply. You can't put people on there if they don't apply. Lousy Barry. See, people like that just want to be contrarians for sport. Just want to be, and I appreciate Eric for the post. I use your post, Eric. You probably know by now. Maybe you don't. Sometimes you watch the content, but if you don't, maybe Kenny will tell you because I know you and Kenny talk. But anyways, the main thing is Torchio's in. Torchio's in. And I believe he's going to do a good job because Torchio has the heart for this job. Torchio has the heart for this job. I hope his time is there for it. I hope his access is there for it. And I hope people band around him and the other board members, even Schmidt, even Basquette, and make sure they stay the course so our kids can get what they need in the district. You know, hold up Rima, the president. Hold up Jazz, the interim superintendent. Let's see if she can do good enough job to be considered the permanent president. But either way, we've got Torchio Feaster in, and an American freedman is speaking loud and proud. He's already talking about his Southern roots. He's already talking about his cotton picking roots. That's a beautiful thing. That lets you know he's not ashamed of where he's been. And he's not ashamed to talk about where he's trying to take these kids. That's a beautiful thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I'll tell you what, I don't love this damn bowling trophy. The hell is this? What is this? They talking about this gonna be on display tonight. That trophy is not the trophy that I know as the HEUSEL Bowl trophy. The trophy that's the HEUSEL Bowl trophy is this trophy being held by Mr. HEUSEL. That trophy should be on the sidelines tonight. We do not need Al Bundy's bowling trophy on the sidelines tonight. They're trying to kill all my little tradition up there in Ann Arbor, Huron. That looks like somebody took first place in the Western Wayne Washtenaw Bowlathon. What the hell? We want the HEUSEL Bowl back. We want the HEUSEL Bowl back. And you know what else we want back? We want back all the merchandise that got stolen by these two European miscreants down on Main Street. I had to run it one more time. You know, I sang a lot in the beginning of the stream, but I still got it. See, I can sing at the beginning of the show and I can sing at the end of the show. Why? Because it's my show. So I'm going to continue to sing. And if you guys really want to do some real police work out here, I'm going to put my police story experience to work. I'm going to put my Kojak experience to work. I'm going to put my Columbo experience to work. My Beretta experience. Now, we don't want to use Beretta because Beretta killed somebody in real life. We don't want to use him. Who else? You know, I'm going to put my Barney Miller experience. They used to solve crimes on Barney Miller, whether people knew it or not. They solve crimes. This is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go back down to the store, Ann Arbor Police Department or Washtenaw County, whoever's doing the crime solving around here now. If she don't solve theirs, Washtenaw solves theirs. Ann Arbor might not be solving theirs. Maybe Washtenaw solving theirs. Whoever going to solve this crime, get the footage from the store that had thousands of dollars of merchandise stolen from them, and then tell them to blow up them images of this thug. Look at that thug. You can tell he's just looking at all the merchandise he's about to lift out of that store. Thousands of dollars of merchandise. He got a sling on his arm or some type of apparatus because he's got an injury. You out here injury stealing? Man, you must be dangerous. Get him off the streets. We need to get him out of here. They got problems up on State Street, problems down on Main Street, and problems everywhere else in Ann Arbor. And get that girl too. Get that gal. Get that gal out of here. Anyone recognize these two? They stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. down on Main Street. Yeah, they sure did. So we need to get them. We need to book them, Dano. That's what we need to do. But as we get ready to close out, once again, congratulations to brother Torchio Feaster, attorney at law, on his selection to the Ann Arbor Public Schools School Board, filling the seat vacated by, now we can call her the great Jacinda Townsend, because a lot of people didn't know all the work she was really trying to do. And she was roadblocked many a times by the race soldier Susan Schmidt, by the race soldier with melanin Susan Baskett, and whoever else came along to block her. You know, maybe even Swift, I don't know. But since she out the seat and Jazz Parks in, out with the old, in with the new. We played swiftly, now we about to play at the park. It's all good. Appreciate y'all coming in. I told you I was out of here at 60, and we done. One love.
Your ass is next.
Y'all want to see that body?